Buenos días.
Guten Tag.
大家好.
Joseon.
Welcome back to the ChattyAF podcast. Thank you all for joining us once again.
I'm Francis.
I'm Alden.
Today we have two special guests. One you've seen before, Nelson. But then Nelson came with...
Channing. I'm
Channing.
Yeah.
Okay, so here today we have the engineering duel.
Yeah.
Roommate duel.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about how you two know each other?
Yeah, so we met at the dorm when we were freshmen. And so basically at that time we just hang out really often to grab some meals. So yeah, we know each other by having a lot of meals, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of meals. Is that how friendships are made here at NCU?
I think most of the friendship were based on the dorm.
Ah,
Just
okay.
met from the dorm.
Yeah, and because of the food in NCU, it's not that much. So maybe we have to go outside the school and to grab some food sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny because in the States, we also bond over how the food is not that great. And so sometimes, we go out to have meals with our friends and, we become a little closer after doing that. Yeah. How was it?
Oh, I was just going to ask you, how was your freshman roommate?
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, I had two roommates when I was a freshman. One was from Vietnam. He was actually really cool. He would play music and sing. And I had another buddy from Massachusetts. I actually keep in touch with both of them still. I've actually hung out with the Massachusetts guy a couple times after college. And it's been really good. I consider myself incredibly lucky because I know that not all roommate situations work out. And honestly, one of the ways that we all bonded was by leaving campus to get meals. That was one of the ways we did. How about you?
Yeah, my freshman roommate and I were, cordial, nice, friendly with each other, but I don't think we shared any similarities or interests. He played soccer and I played basketball, but besides sports, we didn't really have a tight bond. But he was a really nice guy. He was really smart. We would hang out once or twice, get food once or twice. But I think after freshman year, I also studied abroad in Spain for a semester. So we didn't live together the next year. And so by the time I got back, he had found new friends and I was still trying to come back and adjust to America again. So it was quite different. Is it just you two during freshman year, or do you have a triple or a quad?
So we have 4 roommates at freshman.
Yeah.
But
What about the other two?
Channing usually sleep very early, maybe at 12 o'clock.
12 is early.
12 o'clock is early for college students.
Oh.
In NCU, yeah.
Wow. What's typical bedtime for NCU then?
Maybe 2 o'clock.
2.
1 or 2 o'clock. Yeah.
But my roommates at freshman, they often playing video games until 5.
Mine too. Okay, so when I was a freshman, me and one of the roommates, because I'm not going to name names here, but me and one of my roommates would go to bed around midnight. We had 8:30 classes the next day, maybe 1. But one of the other guys would play Dota 2 and League of Legends until usually 2 or 3 in the morning, sometimes screaming profanities. And I get it. It's a sort of a toxic online game, and I understand that sometimes you got to dish it back out, but we were just kind of thinking... maybe not in the room, But other than that, we were super tight. We were super chill,
Yeah.
It was cool. Man, okay, so... one question that I actually have for you guys is, do you think being roommates made you better friends? Or do you think just you two just would get along no matter what?
I think being roommates give us our opportunity to know each other better because we stay with each other maybe 4 or 5 hours each day.
Yeah.
And we have more chance to maybe talk and have a conversation or know each other better. Yeah.
For sure. That's a great question because, sometimes you're in that situation. That's why you're friends, right? But then there's also some times where you just kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So you think it's both, or do you say one or the other? Nelson or Jenny, what would you say?
I mean, I agreed with Nelson because I think if I'm not the roommate with Nelson, we would not be that close friend. We cannot have that much chance to talk together.
Yeah.
Have a deep talk, something.
Yeah, because both of you are in our micro course too. So I'm curious, did you both decide to sign up? Like, did someone say, "Hey, I'm going to this micro course with these two foreign teachers. Do you want to go?" Or was it both like, "Oh, let's both do it"?
I think first of all, I just see the email from the department, and I see this course, and I say, "Hey, Channing, you're preparing for the IELTS English test, and why don't you just join this course?"
Okay, so Nelson got
Nelson
Channing
asked
to
me.
come. Okay, cool. How's it been, the micro course?
I think it's pretty helpful, especially now I'm trying to prepare some resume or some CV. So based on the class, I can learn lots of knowledge how to illustrate your experience or something very fluently or like in the order.
Cool. So last time we learned Nelson was mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
Okay. I have good memory.
Good save.
Yeah.
But what about you?
I'm civil engineering.
Oh, civil. Okay. What are your plans? What are you using that resume CV for?
So now I'm praying for like job to another university because I don't think civil engineering is really suitable for me. I don't like to do too much physics things or like math things. Always type on the calculator or something.
And you mentioned the IELTS exam. So I'm assuming that means you're trying to potentially either study or work in maybe Europe or the UK, Australia, New Zealand, something like that.
So I plan to study abroad in the US or Australia.
Sweet.
So for like undergraduate degree.
Wait, for undergrad?
Yeah. I want to drop from the NCU.
Oh.
To another
I didn't know. I misunderstood. I thought you were just saying you're gonna transfer. Not transfer. Sorry, I thought you were gonna study abroad, like 1 semester exchange.
It's like transfer student.
Transfer. Wow.
Oh man, but your
exactly.
Your homie is right here.
Maybe I would like to have a chance to go to another country.
Oh,
also.
True. You can go visit.
Go visit Channing.
USA round 2. This time you'll remember the baseball game.
Nice.
Sweet. Well, what universities are you thinking about in either Australia or the States?
Like Purdue University or
Purdue.
Classic, dude. It's everyone.
But their acceptance only 10%. So
Really?
Ooh.
I don't think that is have a lot of chance for me.
Okay. You got a couple others in the back pocket, maybe?
I'm really hesitant about these things because I already a sophomore student in here, so I'm really hesitant whether or not I should go study abroad right now or after I graduate from here.
I'm very curious. Why transfer and why not just do like a semester or even a full year of exchange? What's the difference for you?
So I want to change my major, but that major is different from civil engineering and it's not exists in NCU or another university in Taiwan. So
Okay. I was gonna say that's what Nelson did too. So civil engineering, it's not where it's at.
Maybe just for us.
Of course. What major is that they don't have here?
like the full name of that major is called fire operation, basically they will train you to become a pilot,
Yeah.
to get a lot of certificates, things. Yeah.
Yeah. Channing like to see the maybe plane in an airport.
Yeah. So sometimes we will hang out to go to the airport.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Taoyuan Airport is very close by.
Yeah.
And so what I'm getting is that Nelson here is trying to get some free flights. And Channing becomes a pilot.
Yeah.
All right. Good game plan, guys. Good game plan.
Yeah.
Man, I wish my roommates were like that. Man. Okay, that's such a unique story because I don't think we've heard anything like that on the podcast
like
before.
transferring, like that's a new realm.
Yeah.
You want to talk more about that? Like, what are you feeling? What are your thoughts?
So I prepared my IELTS test when I was freshman. Because at that time I really want to drop from this class, this major.
Wow,
I'm
so
not really-
that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time
you
ago.
knew. Maybe you took a class and you're like, oh.
No, I'm not good at it.
I prepared for around
Yeah.
half of years. After I got my scores, I think I start to apply the college, the universities, and so at that time I'm really hesitate about everything. So yeah, I don't know how to do now. Yeah, so
Yeah,
made me
so-
really depressed recently. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, some good news is that next semester we're gonna have another course, and I'm thinking about structuring it on test prep. So, if you are interested in something like that, expression through writing and speaking, we're gonna be like co-running one that's probably gonna have some elements of like IELTS preparation. So
Oh.
if you're trying to like bolster your score or anything, maybe your score is fine already. I don't
Yes,
know.
it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, you're chilling.
He said this fine is very high.
Yeah. I don't know. If your Taiwanese students tell you that it's okay or it's fine, that means that it's actually like
Quite good.
really good.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I was before coming to NCU, I was a college career counselor, and I helped a lot of students in the U.S. My high school students apply to universities. So I know you definitely have to write a personal statement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's that going?
So at my course class, I indeed learned some skills, but when I actually need to apply that onto my personal statement or the resume things, I can barely write really fluently. I need to depend on some AI technology like DeepL or Grammarly.
Sure. What is your story about?
So
And if you're having trouble, we can just ask Nelson, what are some adjectives you would describe Channing as?
Yeah.
What stories do you have? What stories can he tell?
let me think about that. Right.
Let me think about it.
Yeah, there you go. This is an activity I run with my students in the U.S. Like, if you're stuck, oftentimes it's helpful to ask a friend, like,
Yeah.
what do you think of me?
Yeah.
What do you think of
I think you have some. You usually like to think about your future planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you are very positive. Yeah, just for
Really?
some time.
Just for some
Just for some time. Yeah.
What is Channing particularly positive about?
Not him asking the real
Not
question.
much. I think he's not positive on the things of himself, but maybe mine.
Like so he's like a kind
He's
friend.
like a
or-
support.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
supportive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was maybe like support me when I have when I'm very down or
Oh.
sometimes he would just say, "Hey, bro, let's go out." and now it's me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
great.
That's important. Like, that shows a character of like who you are. Of just, you're kind, you're supportive, and you can bring that to universities, right? Like, you can talk about the challenges of transferring. You can talk about the challenges at NCU and what made you want to transfer. Like, that could be your personal
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah.
Or like part of it. It really depends on what you want to show to the universities. But usually I also know it's about challenge, right? And you can tie in your challenge about, right, NCU, and then how you have found support here, and you're continuing to look for that
Yeah.
support, and hopefully you can find it at blah, blah, blah university.
Yeah. And you can even think of writing the statement almost like a story. Think about it as like you're kind of telling your own story, and you can incorporate the perspectives of your friends like Nelson. And if you have any experiences that kind of relate to how you've helped people or maybe mentored people, things like that, these can all be really helpful. Kind of crafting a story about this time that you kind of worked with someone, really helped them get through something, or gave someone a clear path to realize their own potential. This is something you can write about if you have anything like that.
Yeah. So you're using the Common App, right?
Common App.
Or how do Taiwanese students? I've never worked on this side of it.
Yeah, it's Common App. It's Common App.
It's Common App.
Common
Oh,
Just
okay.
Purdue University and
Oh, okay. Oh, you only have one school?
they use different websites.
Okay.
So
I
they
know-
have their own like application portals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I see.
interesting. Okay. Are you applying to any UCs?
UC.
University of California's?
I haven't.
Haven't. Oh, okay.
And how about Australia? Is that just a thought right now, or have you actually thought about certain universities down there?
Yeah, I have already accepted by them, but actually I'm not really want to go to Australia right now. So, yeah.
So it's the Australian universities are there in case you don't get into.
Yeah, it's a backup plan. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Got it.
So Purdue is like number one for you.
It's actually second one.
Ooh, what's number one?
It's called Embry-Riddle University. They're really famous about, I don't know, the flights operations things.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay. Where is that?
They have two campuses, and one is Arizona, and I forgot the other.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Wow,
Cool.
That's really cool.
Arizona's very dry. It's very different from Taiwan.
So that is really suitable for
Utility.
upgrade the flights.
Oh, yeah.
And going back to you two again, like what are some like key moments in your friendship?
Key moments.
Yeah, like
What solidified the friendship? Because I feel like you both are very tight, like very close to each other. Because I saw you at his TA session. Remember, you're helping him out. Like I don't know, I have friends, and I don't know if I
TA
would.
session.
Like I don't know, I don't know if I would go help them out at their job, So I feel like you guys might be quite close. When do you feel like, all right, he's a chill guy, he's a good guy. We can be good friends.
When? Let me see.
I think it's a time we first. I kind of forgot what thing is it, but we start to talk about our college. What does we think about the place we are now, and what's our plan? Is the place now we are is suitable for us to?
You said too small?
Maybe like is there enough for us to maybe reach our
Limits.
goal?
Limits.
Wow,
Yeah, maybe.
wow.
I see.
Like in terms of resources or just like the school itself? What I'm just
or
curious.
maybe the department, what our
Department.
major is.
Got it.
Yeah, it's what we want, or we just come here just because the score is here.
Wow.
Because
That-
Nelson also want to go study abroad in
Yeah.
German.
Right, he talked about that last time on the pod.
Yeah.
Talked about that. Yeah, but it's a semester exchange, right?
Maybe like Chennai.
Oh, wait, transfer or master or
Maybe I will first go to the language course first,
hmm.
but maybe abroad in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe I will see if I want to stay here and study for the college. Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool. It's I mean, I feel like NCU's I don't know, like quite a good school. I don't know the rankings, but it feels like it's quite good, but even then a young like 18, you're probably 18, 19, already thinking about like the limits or the resources and like how can you dream bigger, which is awesome, because you're again, I don't know the rankings, but it feels like NCU's pretty high up there, and so for you to feel like you want to push your limits is that's cool.
Yeah.
What I am also kind of curious about is, so you've gotten into like piloting. You're thinking about becoming a pilot.
Yeah.
But Nelson, when you make that transfer, are you thinking about doing the same exact thing, but in a different place with different materials and resources? Or are you thinking about changing your major when you're over in Germany?
I think I won't change my major because I'm pretty sure I want to go on the way of mechanical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should change?
I think I maybe I won't want to change.
I was gonna say, change your major to mech? Wow.
Yeah, because
Really just testing out all the different types of engineering.
Yeah. Because I think Germany and Japan are two countries which is very good at mechanical. Yeah.
Right.
So I would like to study there, maybe.
Yeah, big changes. I mean, you know, for us in the United States, like we had our study abroad semesters. I only did one. You did 3, or?
Yeah, I did quite a few, but they're only semester exchange, so they're a little different. So the reason why I had the opportunity to study that many times is because I started early. I actually started my sophomore year. So during this semester of your time, right, sophomore year, I went to Spain to study Spanish for a semester. And then the next year, I went to Copenhagen, Denmark to study psychology because they have a really strong positive psychology program. And then my last couple years, or my last year, I went to just 3 weeks, or about like 3 weeks to a month in 2 African countries, Malawi and Ethiopia, to begin my student teaching. So by my junior year, I was like, okay, I think I want to be a teacher. And so I did these 2 short-term studies in the 2 African countries to just, you know, try out teaching and to test out like my teaching methods. So it was really cool. And that's why I teach the micro course, and that's why we decided to have these topics, because so in the other one, I forget, Nelson, are you in the other one? No, you're only in the Tuesday one.
Yeah, only in the Tuesday.
But in the other one, we also talk about travel. Like, Alden focuses on like, how do you travel if you like festivals? How do you travel if you like?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of a mix of like how English relates to things like festivals, things like sightseeing, things like music and concerts. And so what these students kind of do is they share about, you know, where they want to go, where they want to see in the world. What are some of the things that they're trying to do maybe after they graduate university? So we kind of create a sort of like imaginary scenario where, okay, maybe if I didn't have to worry about the cost, I could go to this place and I could do this thing. And the more and more they create these things, especially after the cost-effective travel course, they see that, oh, maybe it's not as expensive as I thought. And they have, you know, a sort of roadmap to potentially travel to these other places and use English to make that happen. So it's this idea of like pairing English with their aspirations to go abroad and making a potential plan for themselves going forward.
So we're big fans of traveling abroad, studying abroad, and even like for you, potentially transfer. Like, that's props to you. Good job.
Yeah. No, best of luck.
There's so much out there. Like Germany, when you're just talking about, right? Like, you can maybe go for a semester, but if you want to learn the language and really get good at the language, you stay there for longer, but also at the same time study mechanical. I mean, same with Japan, like learn Japanese, right? Like there's a lot of different opportunities out there. So it's great that you two are already thinking about that, and I feel like that's kind of rare. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, it's really rare, I think. I think we both overthinking. We have free time too much.
But I think it's good. I really do. And you just like finding how to do it, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of uncertainty or maybe even doubt, or like it's scary. But once you find the right support, like find the right help, talk to the right people, it becomes easier. And you just sometimes have to take the leap, and if you fall, you can always come back, right? I think, I don't know. That's why I tell my students, because in the US, if you don't get into some university, you can always do like community college, like 2-year college. That's what we call 2-year college, and then you can transfer again. So there's always like a opportunity, and there's always a fall like a backup plan, and it sounds like you already have one too. So just go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's the idea is that if you take the chance, and even if it doesn't work out, you at least know that it's not for you. You know, you're never left guessing. You're never left, thinking back to the time when you were in college. Like in the future, you'll never think back and say, "Oh, I wish I had done that," because you'll have done it. You know, it's better to have tried and failed than to have not tried at all. So I would say, it's pretty honorable. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like how's your experience so far? You transferred away from civil. How's it been?
I think the point is just you have to keep your score high enough, and maybe you have to study some course in the mechanical engineering. Yeah, and for NCU, we don't have to take a test if you want to go into the mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just throw the application there, and they will maybe like accept it or deny it. Yeah.
Okay. And then now that you're in mechanical engineering department, like, is it living up to your expectations?
I think.
Are you thinking about transferring?
I think it's just like what I think before, and I really like mechanical engineering.
Nice.
Yeah, for now. And I think the biggest problem is maybe I haven't been there in the first year in the college, so I have to know some new classmates. Yeah, that is kind of difficult if you are transferring there when you are grade 2. Yeah.
Sure.
But you say you have a lot of tests.
Yeah, we have. Mechanical engineering have a lot of tests. Like in the last week of this semester, we have like 5 days with maybe 6 tests. Yeah, final exam.
Cool.
Yeah, and that
and
is.
you're TAing, and you're going to Taipei twice a week.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you. Good for you.
That's sweet. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your experiences. We really appreciate hearing about, your aspirations for the future. This is kind of new for us here on the podcast. And honestly, for me, having lived here for a couple of years, I've never even heard of something like this, from any of my students. So this is very cool to hear about this. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys coming in. It's been fun this is our first time having 4 people, or like, I guess 2 guests. To have that dynamic and to have that energy, I think has been quite fun. I've enjoyed it, just getting to know you some more, and also you as well, Nelson. So thanks for coming on the pod. Good luck to you both.
Okay.
Have fun traveling, see the world, like get out of this small place.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay.
Cool.
Viewer,
Do your
please branch out. Make those choices to take risks. And we'll catch you next time on the ChattyAF podcast.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Subscribe.
See ya.